Hello everyone, back tuning into today's first video, doing 5D forecast for today's first video. So as was on Wednesday, we're having a detailed look at the weather for the coming 5 days. So it's going to be an unsettled 5 days, low pressure is never going to be far away. There'll be plenty of rain coming up, except today actually. Today's probably going to be the best day of the 5 days in terms of sort of useful dry weather throughout pretty much the whole of the country except for the far northeast. But other than that, there's going to be plenty of low pressure. Rain will be with us, with bringing bouts of rain and strong winds as well. And of course, we've got the remains of Hurricane Lorenzo bearing down tomorrow, and will still be with us on Friday as well. So I'll get on that for you in a moment. Just to say that coming up later on this afternoon, we'll have your week to 10-day video update, including all of regular features. The October month-end forecast from Gaz Ovens will probably be released tomorrow. We haven't had an update from Beijing Climate Centre for a few days. I think they'll have things up and running there tomorrow. So hopefully we'll be able to have the charts back from Beijing Climate Centre tomorrow. And of course that forms part of the Gaz Ovens month-end forecast. The website is using for this 5D forecasting coming from weatheroutlook.com and wetcent.t, the radar picture which we're starting off with from Gaz Ovens. So I'm going to start off with the radar picture. It's not much going on actually. It's a much drier day, particularly compared to the wet weather we had yesterday. I've got some heavier showers in the far north and northeast of Scotland, just clipping in on quite a chilly northerly wind, but otherwise plenty of dry weather around today, so we won't worry about that for too long. This is how the stochastic pressure chart is looking today. So we're actually under a ridge of high pressure, which we haven't been under for a little while, and we won't be under again for a little while either. So we've got a cool northerly wind, or quite a cold northerly wind actually, but you can see this area of low pressure just here is the remains of Lorenzo moving rapidly northwards with the jet stream in the Atlantic, and that, as I say, will be impacting things through the course of tomorrow. For the rest of the afternoon, though, a nice afternoon, so plenty of sunny spells, and most places will stay dry. A few showers clipping into northern eastern Scotland. They might be a bit wintry over the Scottish mountains. Temperatures today, a bit on the cold side, 8 to 14. 14 is 57 Fahrenheit, a bit below average for the start of October. Overnight tonight, you see the remains of Lorenzo whipping itself up into a significant area of low pressure, moving in towards west of Ireland. Otherwise, we are actually still under this ridge of high pressure tonight, so most places will stay dry. We'll have long, clear spells, and with lighter winds compared to last night, it could be an even colder night across the northern, central, and eastern areas, with temperatures going down towards freezing in rural parts of northern Britain, I would have thought. And even in some towns and cities across Scotland, I wouldn't rule out the chance of ground frost tonight. Temperature could go down to -1, -2 in rural areas, sort of 2s, 3s, 4s more widely across the northern eastern Britain. In the west, though, it's going to cloud up and the wind will freshen. So after a cold sort of start to the night, temperatures will probably start to lift up later in the night, with rain threatening the far west of Ireland, along with this freshening southerly wind by the end of the night. That's how things are looking tomorrow. This deepening area of low pressure heading into the northwestern part of the country, so we'll see cloud and outbreaks of rain along with gale force winds spreading northwards across much of Ireland, eventually heading in towards the far west of Scotland too, and southwest of Scotland. Other Irish Sea areas will cloud over with outbreaks of rain and a freshening wind, but you can see that the strongest winds is definitely sort of Ireland, Republic and Northern Ireland, and also across western parts of Scotland. Wind gusts could go up to around 60-70 miles an hour there, so severe gale force winds bringing the risk of disruption to Northern Ireland in particular, I would have thought, by the end of Thursday afternoon. Many central east areas actually have a dry day tomorrow with sunny spells, but the cloud will thicken up during the course of the afternoon, so generally one of those days where it starts sunny and turns cloudier, the winds will be freshening as well. So temperatures in the east are going to feel quite cold actually as it freshens up, and as the cloud thickens up, I should say, the wind picks up. Temperatures in the east only around 10, 11, 12, 13 degrees. In the west though, despite the wind and rain, because this is sort of tropical origins, this area of low pressure containing remains of Lorenzo, temperatures will actually be quite warm and humid in the west at around 16 or 17 degrees. Then we move through Thursday night into Friday's low pressure pushes eastwards. Still some quite strong winds associated with it on the southern side of this low. So we'll see quite a windy night on Thursday night with outbreaks of rain spreading across the country. Some of the rain could be quite heavy, particularly in the north and west, probably lighter and patchier in the east and southeast at times. Temperatures will be quite mild on Thursday night, quite a warm night coming up. Some west and southwest areas could hold up into double digits. That low pressure gets out of the way as we move through into Friday, gradually fills and pushes eastwards. So we'll start Friday with cloud and outbreaks of rain, quite strong winds in the west and southwest, could be up to gale force in some parts of southwest England and South Wales perhaps on Friday morning, but gradually the winds will ease down and we'll find the cloud and rain pulling away to the east with brighter skies following from the west. Temperatures on Friday probably ranging somewhere from around 10 to 16 degrees Celsius. The next area of low pressure and its motor front is moving in from the Atlantic on Saturday. So Saturday could start mainly dry, probably quite cold, could be some more ground frost in the north and east. But outbreaks of rain will gather in the west and spread eastwards across the country through the day. Probably not until evening before that rain arrives across East Anglia and South East England, but other areas are likely to stay cloudy and wet during the course of Saturday itself. Temperatures under this persistent rain probably no better than around 10, 11, 12 degrees. Otherwise, in sunny spells, we could get around 14 or 15 before that wet weather gets going. The rain might get a bit stuck on the eastern side of the country on Saturday night and Sunday. So Sunday could start wet in many eastern areas. Could take quite a long time to move that rain into the North Sea. Eventually, it should push out to the east with brighter skies following in from the west. But this next area of low pressure is to west of Ireland, and that could bring some cloud and rain in towards Ireland and southwest England, perhaps by the end of Sunday afternoon. Temperatures on Sunday probably a little bit up on those of days before, so could be ranging from around, say, 11 to 17 degrees. And then the next area of low pressure is moving in from off the Atlantic. Get the idea, this is a very, very unsettled 5 days indeed on Monday. So, again, we probably do it all over again. East areas starting mainly dry with sunny spells, but cloud and outbreaks of rain in the west spilling across the country. Pressure's a little bit higher in the south and southeast, so the rain could be lighter and patchier in the south and southeast on Monday, but otherwise it looks pretty wet and windy through most parts of the country. Temperatures again probably ranging from around 10 to 15 degrees Celsius. Final look at charts weather outlook. So lots of dry weather coming up today, plenty of sunny spells, but it is a cold day. Tomorrow turning wet and windy in the west, gale force winds, severe gales actually, heading in towards Ireland by the end of the day, clouding up across central east areas, but probably staying mainly dry. Showery rain pushing eastwards, pushing away eastwards on Friday after quite a wet and windy night, Thursday night to Friday. Then as we go through into the weekend, it's unsettled, outbreaks of rain and wet weather spilling in from the Atlantic during Saturday. It could take quite a while to clear that rain away from its eastern side on Sunday, so it could be quite a wet day in the east on Sunday. Eventually the rain should be replaced by sunny spells and showers. And we finish up on Monday looking unsettled with more wet weather piling into the north and the west during the course of the day. But the southeast corner could be a little bit drier. So, in summary, it's a very autumnal 5 days coming up. Low pressure will be in control of weather during the entire 5-day period, except for today, when we're actually under a little ridge of high pressure. So, we're starting off drier, but colder and sunnier today. But otherwise, it's a case of showers or longer spells of rain. Most of us will have rain over the next 5 days. And strong winds as well, especially later tomorrow and into tomorrow night, associated with the remains of Hurricane Lorenzo. Right, we'll be back later on this afternoon with your week's 10-day video update, so come back for that then. But that's all for now, and thanks for watching.